Hello and welcome back to Factorio Space Exploration and Krastorio 2. Today we have a fairly busy schedule because I'm trying to fix the power issues that we have on other planets. First of all, we're gonna be removing these. Since we have nuclear power, there's not really any use for us to have these anymore. So I'll be removing them. And these are better spent on other spots, to be honest. Probably trash unrequested. That would be great. And I'm also going to finally automate some of the interplanetary logistics that we have. So I want to make sure signals are controlling when to send these things, for example, to the different planets that we have. And for that, we need to make sure that power on those planets are actually pretty solid. Now, each delivery cannon consumes 50 megawatts as it's charging, which is a lot. So we're gonna have to make sure that we have a sizable buffer for those. And that actually works fairly well. Another thing that I want to do is cargo rocket safety. We can probably get 3 of these. They are multiplicative, so I don't know exactly how that works. For example, while the bots are working, if we take a look at this, to orbit, we now have a cargo safety of 99.46. And a landing chance of 98.91. We can unlock the first tier of every single of those research tiers. So I want to see what happens with that research and how it affects the numbers that we have to work with. I also want to start working on scaffolding, which we did unlock. But, I mean, this does consume fairly expensive items. But we're gonna need that to extend our space platform. Okay. That should all be well within the reach of that. Let's go down here and do this. I think probably we are running out of research stuff here in orbit again. Yep. I would like to somehow read that as well. I need to figure out a system where we can compare what's in the logistics system to what we want. I have some ideas I'll try to implement at some point. Not a super prioritized task either, to be honest. So, in terms of power on Draket, which is going to be our main priority for now, we have some miners, and this here actually makes a nice 30 megawatt, very stable, very, very stable. And so I was thinking in my mind that if I want to have one or two of these, probably two, because we have one, I think that's going to send cryonite, and then we'll have one that's going to send uranium, because let's be honest, uranium on Novice is terrible. So I want to tap that as well. We're going to need a pretty solid 100 megawatts or so of power. Now, if we take a look at... Well, I don't have any here anymore. No, we don't have any here, but we have on Ogun. This is 10. This is 6 megawatts. I want to have a fairly sizable overhead of, let's say, 20 megawatts. I need 200 of these. I would even be like, maybe we should just get 300 and store a little bit too much energy. Because what happens if we use... where did that go? Is it here? No, it's not. Is it here? Yeah. So these will consume, for example, 20 megawatts as max consumption. And if it goes under, if it's not able to be fully powered, I think the threshold is 10 megawatts. If it goes under 10 megawatts, the signal will be lost, which means that the automation that we're doing, it will not have that signal at all. So I'm gonna have to either build in a safety for that, which I think we can do in a fairly simple manner, or we just make sure that we never run out of power there at all, which I think is also a very good option. Let's increase this to 500. We have a lot of these accumulators in storage, so we're not bothered by that at all. I'm gonna set this to 1000, but we also have a lot of these, so we're not really stressing about any of that. Now, as we can see, big problem for us right now is copper. We are pretty maxed out on the copper that we can produce. Speaking of, this build is very unnecessary, so let's make sure that goes away. No, we're not gonna jump there. We're just gonna do that. I'm going to upgrade all of this belt. To red belt. So I need to double this. Okay, we can actually drag it over the roboport. I'm guessing because there's nothing valid for that to upgrade to. And then we're gonna do that. This right now... I'm a little bit confused by this. How much do you drain? You can take 900. This should be... This is not a full thing. I'm not incorrect, right? This is very much... do I have a calculator in this thing? Where calculator? Maybe I don't have a calculator in this. That's unfortunate. uh... I don't think I have a calculator here. It's very unfortunate. Anyway, let me bring out my trusty mobile phone and double check that 15 times 60 is indeed 900, and it is. So why... We're producing 800, right? There is something... with this that doesn't add up. There is something with this that doesn't add up. Because this belt ain't full. Let's make sure this gets crafted a little bit faster, yeah? Okay, that's good. Okay, that's gonna have to be a green inserter instead, which we do have. Which is great, because now we can move 4 items instead of whatever we had before. I'm just genuinely confused by this. Okay, So, we are doing this instead. Thank you. Which means this now went down significantly. I'll do that. We'll do this. That doesn't need to be there. Okay. I think this is what we need. Roughly, at least. To feed this. Because then we would go here and here. And we wouldn't do that. We would do this and that. And then can I get this? And then I'll get a red splitter with a thing here so it doesn't go on that lane. And then we actually need... I think we just send this upgrade here. Like that. I think we should be producing these belts quick enough now. So I need pretty much a full red belt because we're just consuming so much copper right now that it's rough. And this should need a little bit more copper. I'm gonna let this run out and we'll see how much enriched we're genuinely getting from this right now and how many plates we can make with that. We did stack up a bit on this, right? Yeah, we did. Okay, so we are working our way through this. Pretty well. But copper is such a big problem right now. We did finish that. We do have most of these cards, I guess. We did finish the cards, which is great. Okay, so we're now back to this. So now we're producing as much enriched as we can with 15%. No, sorry, 12% productivity. So we are now getting what? Is this unable to... No, it's a straight conversion. So 5 enriched copper should be 5 plates. So these should be mirrored. The enriched we put in should be the same amount of plates we get out. Maybe there was just some leftover there. So it should be roughly 1.1k from 900. Ah, okay. Either way, this here needs an upgrade. This needs an upgrade as well. This needs an upgrade. Then we're gonna take a long hike here to the copper mine. This is the distraction of the year, probably. You're not gonna get upgrades, are you? That's sad. We're gonna have to fix this as well. Perfect. And because I don't really care about pollution anymore, we can remove this. Because I don't really care about pollution anymore, we're gonna put these in here. We can clean this out. How many production modules? We have a lot. Okay. Let's do that. Let's have another cute little lane here. Do I have any? No, I don't have any. We'll just take... No, wait. I made a blueprint for this, right? This. Okay. Right, I put those in. It doesn't matter too much. I just want to make sure we have enough copper here to feed this. Okay. It was a crashed bot. I was like, is there some biters inside my base? That sounds very unreasonable to me. very unreasonable. Oh, holy shit, maybe I went slightly overboard with these modules, yeah? No. It's the wrong modules. Okay. Let's do this again then. Well, that's better. And that's probably better. Cool. That makes a bit more sense. This is still not enough copper, I suspect. But it's looking better. It's looking way, way better than before. So we are up to making... We were pretty hard stuck on around 800 for a while. So even with this, we're still making significantly more copper than before. Perfect. That's just perfect. Can remove that. Okay. So copper is now fixed for now. So now we need to take care of research, unfortunately, because we are not making anything in orbit. So it's red and green. It's red specifically. But red and green are the ones that we're lacking. Okay, let's get those. What other materials are we missing in orbit? Because I would like to probably do more of these. I think we send more stone, and I think we send more blue circuits. Blue circuits we haven't sent for a while. We'll probably send those as well. No, don't trash unrequested, thank you. So we'll send that. We are sending stone as well. There we go. So stone, blue circuits, motors. We have that. Blank data cards. We need to send green circuits too. I doubt we have a huge stockpile, but we have a decent amount. Boom. So that's sorted. Oh, we need red circuits too. And copper. Red circuits and copper, okay. Send that. We'll send that. Red circuits and copper. We have these things, probably enough for now. Cryonite, we don't have much. I don't think we have a lot of cryonite here either. But we're gonna fix that by fixing the power and automation on Dracat, which is gonna be the next step, right? So that's the next thing we're working on. These are quite expensive. Or the red and green cards. So I'm just gonna skip those for now. And we'll get into the cargo rocket stuff immediately, because these are not very expensive. Okay, we did get the green ones. We're just swallowing the whole belt of copper for now. Okay, so we're making a fairly stable 1.8k. Kind of stable. Kind of stable. Is there anything we're missing? No, but you are unable to keep up with that because we did add more of this here, right? No. Thank you. There we go. If any iron got through there, I don't think it did. So it doesn't matter too much. That should be fine. We don't have any filtration plants. Just kind of annoying. Thought we made that here, but we did not. Filtration plant. Don't really need that, but get that anyway. Okay, so we have that. Stop requesting that. Go in there. Let's just send that. I think that's about what we need. Right, now. Okay. So I actually want to see here. Does this cross over to 100% once we get that research done, or what? Can we get those constructed? I don't think so. But we do have the blue inserters, so that should be fine. Okay. I should have a better way of unloading this, but... Can we get this out? Thanks. Then we should get that quickly. Okay. So, cargo safety should be this number. And this is recovery, which... do I see that anywhere? No, I don't think so. And then survivability should be the other one, yeah? So just out of curiosity, I want to see if this does change it. It should be done in like 50 seconds or so. Okay. You're still missing these, and you're missing them because of reasons. Mostly it's crafting speed related reasons. No, it's not. It's actually green circuit related reasons. Because you guys are munching up all of those. So that was not super useful. Okay, let's see if this number does change. 96.46. 99.51, okay. So it does change. So, Dracat. Landing pad. Okay. So 98.90 cargo safety is pretty good. Now, let's make some calculations here. What do we have in the storage system? I have a couple of these. I do have 2 roboports, which is not amazing. So we're going to have to send a couple of roboports there. Let's say 50. I think we said 300 here, right? 100, 200, 300. No. No, 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 no. Thank you. We'll do that instead. Perfect. I don't know what this number changed to, but it doesn't matter too much. Fuel is not doing well because of... It's actually oxygen still. I don't know if we have these on hand. We don't. We don't have atmospheric condensers. It's an ample opportunity to make sure that we have a couple of these on hand. It's also an ample opportunity to be sure that we have better modules in these. They're gonna take a lot. So we have these, we have these. This is gonna go back to 0. This is gonna go back to 10. We can now request stuff again. How many miners do we have here? That's also another question. We have 56 miners. That's probably way more than enough. I'm also going to send over a couple of these. Actually, because I can make sure that our power consumption is as low as possible for the most part. Okay, let's play with the thought of having 2 of these. They're going to consume 100 megawatts. This here will eat 197 of this per minute. Okay, so we need to double this. At least. So we need dual processors. Decent amount of those. We need burner inserters. It looks like as well. Let's get 100 of those. I'll put that there. Okay, so that's working a little bit better. Not satisfactory though. This is still not enough. How much is that of our power consumption anyway? Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's get a couple more of those. Let's get another set of these. Like 98.90% is still pretty good, right? Do we even have... Yeah, we do have enough. Probably repair packs would be great. Send 100 of those. Even 200. Let's put that in there. Make sure this goes down to 0. Right, and then we need to look at... So we can consume, during the shooting of these cannons, we can consume 100 megawatts. And this is what, 30? We need to have 160 of these, which means I need 120. And 60. 120 and 60. $60 boilers and 120 steam engines, which we don't have. Put that in there. Put this there. Oh, the rail got damaged anyway. So we have delivered one train up here. Yes, we did. That's absolutely amazing, by the way. We did get some tritium here, too. I don't know really what to do with that yet. can make DT fuel cell. Okay, which is used in the Spidertron. Okay. Is that it? Really? Okay. Not a very valuable resource then. Okay. That seems kind of annoying. Okay, so we didn't get enough of those. Are we making boilers somewhere? No, not that. Ball. Steam. Yeah, we're not making boilers. Great. I should have probably checked that as well. Boom, boom. There we go. Perfect. So we're almost at 120 steam engines, which is great. We did get the 300 accumulators. Probably need a bit more of these as well, just to put that in there. How are we doing with bots? It's fine. That's completely fine. That is completely fine. Okay, we're gonna take this, go here. Maybe put that out here somewhere. Make sure that has power. So I have somewhere nice to put my accumulators there. Okay. These, we're not getting any of those because we don't have stone furnaces. Which is very annoying. But they are very quick to be made. So we solve that easy peasy. We're still not getting any of these made. And it's not gonna be until we get that unlocked. Okay, cool. I don't know if we can see this here. Oh, so it's gonna be 19%. So it's multiplicative in the other direction. So this should also be 19% then, yeah? Yes, okay. Interesting. So that, I mean, it's a 2% chance to completely miss the landing pad. It's not a terrible thing. Okay, so we do have the thing for that. We have miners. We have... I'm gonna add more chests and a couple more inserters because I feel like we need that. And the most important thing that we actually need is a couple of these. Unfortunately, they don't have a stack size of 1, so I'm just gonna send a couple. I'm just gonna send a couple. This is even with... Wait, what? We are out of motors? Bro. I'm gonna need these motors. I will definitely need these motors. Let's replace these. Because why not? I'm gonna need 40 motors before we can get that going. We're almost done with the fuel. We're gonna need some pumps. Just in case. I haven't decided exactly how I want to do that thing, but we're gonna also send some pipe. And some... Where did the pumps go? There. So that's gonna go there as well. I don't know if we should be sending this tech yet. Anything here that's not crazy freaking expensive though. Not really. And I want beacon. I don't think we have any production science left, do we? Not much at least. Okay, so 1 electric, or we have 10 electric motors. Okay, we have 8 on the way. Okay, so it's working, it's working. It's doing its best. We have to give it that. Okay, and this now is struggling with solid fuel. Which I find interesting. But that's where we are. Right, okay. Can make 2 now. So we send these, we send that. Can make 3. Well, we're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, anything else that we need? Mining uranium. We need to be able to do barrels. So we need assembling machines, which we do have a lot of, so that's fine. We have a bucket to catch things with. We'll have chests for like logistics stuff. Do we need any circuitry to do this? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm thinking how I want to do this signaling. Let's make 5 of those. I think this should be enough. It should be enough. Take this, put that in there. I might be very, very wrong in this, as usual, but we'll send that. You know what? I'll take one for myself, because I think we need it here on Novice. Whatever. Okay. Draket, landing pad, ready to go. Okay. Let's make mistakes. Let's make mistakes. Okay. That's a annoying meteor kind of deal. Right. Can you take those, please? We'll do that. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna put out a substation. Okay, we can pretty easily just do this, yeah? And then we take, I don't know where those went. Whatever. I'll find them here instead. I don't actually know how many this is. It's okay. How much is that? 240. This is 320. So we should have enough for this, yeah? This should be able to... Okay, we can't see that yet. But this should be able to deliver... let's see if we can find this. About 180 megawatts or so, ish. Okay. So far, so good. That's so far, so good. These delivery cannons. How do we want to do this? Oh, well, that's... whatever. Let's just remove that. Okay, we lost a couple of these. Doesn't matter too much. This should be able to deliver 178 megawatts, which is way more than enough, right? Let's put this up here. Let's put these in here. And in here, remove this. That should be fairly efficient. Now, this can make about 600 per minute, which is great. Don't remember how many we brought. Okay, we do have a couple more. 718. How many more did we bring? Fuel. 3. Let's just make sure to put these out here. 2, 3. This is actually connected to everything, which is great. This should be able to consume more than a full belt of coal. Okay, so far so good. Wait, what? How's that possible? I guess I'm stupid. There was a roboport here somewhere that either didn't survive or didn't get placed. That's very weird. Okay, so far so good. Now we need to get up to the uranium. Let's take this. Let's go to this. Let's make sure we get all the way up here in some reasonably organized fashion. We can do that, probably. Cool. Let me take this. Let's put that there instead. Let's do that. We can remove this. We can remove that. And that. We should have enough belt. Yeah, we do have some belt. No, I forgot. No, it's fine. We did have enough belt here to actually do that. Okay, so we request capsule. We can request 5 of those here. Speaking of forgetting things, We do have 32 of this. So that's fine. Okay, now we need to figure out the signaling thing here. I think the bucket will remain here. Like this, probably. Can do that. It's okay. Don't really particularly care about that. So we can do this. That's fine. That's going to transfer over here anyway. So far, so good. So this guy, we'll put you here. That's a signal transmitter. You should be pulling 10 megawatts, right? And we put a receiver here, I think. So we need the capsules. We need the copper wire, I think. Cable, sorry. Copper cable. So we can put that there. And you're just slowly gonna work your way through this. And if you read the contents of this, speaking of, before we dig too much into this, we actually need to figure out the power layout here for what we're gonna do. So, let me take this. Probably put that there. We'll put this there. We'll put that there. We're gonna move this, let's say here. How many power poles did we say we had? Pole. Not too many. How many underground belts did I say we have? 91. Okay. We do have quite a lot of these, though. So we could do this and have one underground there. That should work fine. Oh, wait, we actually don't need this anymore. We can do this instead, yeah? Okay. We remove that. We take this. We put that there. So how much fluid does this eat per second? Actually, not that much. Oh, let's do that. If I can make this into one row, that would be very preferable, I think. We don't have any more offshore pumps, which is very unfortunate. Let's do that for now. So this is then loaded up with that. We have a lot of energy in the accumulators. Which is honestly mostly going to these. If I remove this and this. Okay. So now you guys should be pretty much idle. Which is interesting. Let's take all of this out. Do this. Okay. Can you do that for me, please? Okay, and that should now be running. Good. We'll hook this back up. And then we'll take this out, I think. So this is 48 megawatts. Which is not very interesting. Oh wait, you don't have any. Ooh. Let's put that there. Okay, I think that should solve that. Okay, now that's back up and running. Good, we found that early. So how many more steam engines do we have? We have 96 more. Uh, 40... Let's do this. We can even put these in construction mode, not gonna lie. I don't know if that's gonna help too much. Let's see how far we get here. There we go. This is probably pretty decent overkill as well. Steam. We have 12 left. We have 12 left. This is 600 per minute. Okay, let's do... normal mode. So 12 left, that would be 8 left. That should be all of them. Okay. We should be able to construct all of these. Cool. So what did we say? We could make 900 here if we could feed this coal, which we cannot right now. And this here would consume about 700 to do 120 megawatts. So we have pretty good sustained power here. If we would like. Okay, now to the other stuff. So, let's see. Is that actually... No, it's double K and double T. So this is the channel that we are gonna be using. Let's do that. This is transmitting to Draket from Novice. This is from Novice to Draket. And if we go back here then, I would like to receive I would like to receive a signal from Dracat to here. Just to be clear, let's put this in here. So let's say heat shielding, for example. So if we put this here. So if heat shielding is less than 100, you can send. This is then gonna be low density structure. This is gonna be copper plate. And then this is going to be explosives. Okay. Then we can just turn these on. So you will just not load anything until you get the clear from this to fire. Okay. Then we have to do the same maneuver here. Actually, we'll be using a different wire here, I think. Let's use the red wire. Okay. Fine. So if we then put this transmitter here from Novice to Dracat, it will be like, okay, we read this, and we send it to Dracat, and then we'll be like, Cryonite needs to be less than, let's say, 100. Then you can load this up. And you can request from buffer chests. Thank you. So you're gonna load that up and shoot that. And the power here should absolutely be able to handle that. For now. So that's kind of figured out. Which is cool. Now, we also need this up here. Let's put a filter here on this side. And let's do that. Okay, we can't really do that, can we? We need to empty. Where the hell is my assembling machine? There. So let's request and send. So request, we send. This requests sulfuric acid barrel. We can request from buffer chest, that doesn't matter that much. This needs to be emptying this. And that should be feeding all of that, no problem. Let's turn this off for now. Just because we can. So I also realize if we're gonna keep sending from here, right, it's gonna be so much power. Okay, and then we need a new delivery cannon here to direct cat. We'll need to take this, put that here. That's not gonna be that. It's gonna be sulfuric acid barrel. And this is gonna be sulfuric acid barrel. And you're gonna have to go here, and this is gonna be sulfuric acid barrel. Let's say we have less than 10. Probably. Sulfuric acid barrel. You can do your thing. You're gonna send it to that bucket. Easy peasy. And you're gonna request 10. And this here is gonna be turned off. And this is gonna be uranium instead. We're gonna need a new bucket, which is gonna go up here somewhere. I'm wondering if we can unload buckets with this, which we're about to find out. Can we go to Dracket, please? And we're gonna set a new destination. We're gonna set that destination there. We're gonna go back. That should be that. We should be... you're just sending these, aren't you? Okay. Are you that hungry for sulfuric acid? I guess. Wait, there's a lot of storage there. No. I picked the incorrect one. Okay. Trash unrequested, thank you. because I don't want a bunch of stuff in there. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense. We sent a bit too many of these here, but that's fine. Did we get the bucket here? We did. Let's make our experiment to see if we can actually unload this. Looked like we could, yeah. Okay, so we can just unload these with loaders. Perfect. So we now have a backup solution for uranium, which is amazing. We are stacking up fuel, so there's that. But Draket is now pretty much gonna be fine on its own for a bit. We no longer have to send these things manually. It's gonna be dropping down here until this stacks up, and then this is gonna stack up and tell us, oh, we have 100 cryonites, so that's fine. We're gonna have to do something similar with Ogun. But that's gonna be a project for next time, probably. So I wanna make sure that we have these things under control. Because then we can also automate science production a lot better. Anyway, I think this is gonna be the end of this episode. We got a lot of really nice stuff done today, so I'm very happy about that. If you like this content, consider subscribing to my channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a really, really nice day.